Okay, I've had a slight delay in starting today due to the fact both the guys are off work. So I'm starting by making the beds. I did have the windows open and aired the beds for a little while. I've already done my 10 item pickup, and I've also put some washing on, although the weather is very changeable, as I've mentioned a few times now. As soon as I seem to put some washing out, it starts raining. So like I said, I thought I'd start by getting the beds made, and then I'm hoping to get a few bits done, although in the end I only ended up cleaning one room. But due to the fact that I did have hubby home, so I was there on hand to move pieces. Yes, some of our furniture is really difficult to move and heavy, so I do need assistance. But hopefully this video may give you some motivation to clean a room or to clean a space, depending on how you're feeling at the time, as I know that some of you do have health issues like myself, and it also depends on how you feel. So you can either sit back and watch me clean or clean along with me, whichever way you feel the time is for you. I'm starting with the dining room due to the fact that hubby, as I said, is here so he can pull the table out. I don't do things every week. I don't know about anybody else, but I sort of have a booklet that I write things down, or in my planner under notes of things that I need to go back to at some point. And one of the things is obviously pulling this table out, which is really heavy. So I do need assistance. So it's one of those days that I'm trying to get the other pieces done that I haven't done the rest of the time. So hubby will be helping me to actually move some of the furniture so I can get behind and hoover and everything, and clean and dust and everything like that. That's good old Mickey from the Disney store. That is one store that we have missed for a number of years. We do not have one where we are, and I haven't been to Milton Keynes in so long, but I know they used to have a store at the Milton Keynes shopping centre. I don't know if it's still there. Maybe you can comment if you have been. I know they do online, but I haven't ordered for so long. I used to always spend quite a lot of time in the Disney store. These covers, the maid and the butler, cover the hoover and the ironing board, and I got those on mail order from one of these catalogues that has the unusual pieces that you can purchase. But I'm not sure if they still do them. It does save a little bit of storage. I used to have them in the cupboard upstairs, but when I'm ironing I do take it usually into the lounge to watch the TV, so it makes more sense for it to be there. Now most of the time the table is pulled to that wall due to the fact that there's only 3 of us in our home, and we only tend to use 3 of the chairs. One of the chairs is still up in the games room due to the fact that the games chair did break, which is something that still has to be replaced. In the past, even before I had our granddaughter's toy station, I used to have the table in the middle of the room, and yes, it did look nice and you could get round a lot easier. But this way, there's no point. We haven't been having the visitors like we have done in the past due to lockdowns and everything, so we just pulled it to the side, and it does give us more room. If we do have visitors, it's just pulled out, like special occasions and so forth. So I'm just sort of moving everything that doesn't normally get moved. Now this bread bin does say bread on it. It actually stores the large bag of tea bags I purchased from B&M. I think it's like 1,100 or something like that, due to the fact that guys take tea bags, have tea bags at home and the caravan. It just makes more sense sense because the guys get through a lot of tea bags and it works out budget friendly. Like I said, I'm just hoovering up. I use my attachment to get all in the little pieces where I can't get with the main hoover. Like I would thought a lot of you, some rooms have to be multi-purpose, and this is one room that has so much going on, and it is not that large. It is a kitchen diner. So the dining room is obviously a dining room. It's somewhere where we tend to sit in the mornings having our morning coffee and cups of tea. Meal times, if we've not got lap trays in the lounge. It's also where I store our granddaughter's toy station. That under the cover is the second tumble dryer, and also it's like a laundry room as well, which is behind the dining room door. At the moment I do have a couple of boxes of stuff that I'm sorting out, or it's going out to other places. Most things that go to the tip and to the charity shop go in the sheds, but there's some items that I don't like putting in the sheds that are leaving the homes, that goes behind the door. Now this is a lot easier for me to clean the shelving now the table's out the way. A good old hubby is offering to do the high places. Normally if they're there I will get my step ladder out and I will clean the surfaces, but good old hubby has come along and he offered to just dust the top. I said I would get my steps out, but he said while I'm here I might as well do it, and it was really nice of him to say that I didn't actually ask him. I mainly wanted my plant down and put back up so it could be watered. I have a number of feather dusters, some that extend and everything. I don't know what it is. We seem to be getting so many cobwebs and spiders. And very often I say to the guys, grab a feather duster and go around each room, you know, in the corners and everything, getting rid of cobwebs. Yes, most of the time I do it myself. It all depends on what time and who's around. As I say, most pieces I tend to do myself as much as I can. Again, it's depending on how I feel at the time and also who's available, but because both guys work long hours, I try and keep it to a minimum and only ask when I really need something desperately doing or something that I'm unable to do myself. So very often I lift the curtains up so they don't get caught in the hoover, and that's what I'm doing at this time. As I said, it's mostly pulling pieces out that I wouldn't normally do every week. I don't know if anybody else is the same, and I feel as though I haven't done a thorough spring clean, although we are in the summertime now. So we were going away, as I said, every fortnight at weekends. So now this is the time to catch up this month and get these pieces done. So you may see me doing a lot more cleaning videos, especially during the month, for the fact that we are not going away. Hubby's looking and researching holidays for September to see if we can book any more time off and go away in the caravan when the children go back to school. This canvas, along with 2 others, I got from Facebook Marketplace for £4. I tend to like the charity shop or things like that to change out my decor frequently, and it keeps the costs down, and then I can donate it back to the charity shop if need be and swap it out so I don't get too much decor pieces. I know I've got to review that, and that's one thing that's on my list, but as I said, it depends on the season, and luckily I have got space to actually store it in an upstairs cupboard that has been a majority of different uses, but now mostly storage and my decor. Like I was saying, moving the furniture out makes it a lot easier for cleaning, and this is what's going to be happening, I think, during this month, is getting that cleaning done that hasn't been done the rest of the time, along with a hell of a lot of washing and things, and hoovering, if not steam cleaning things like the curtains and that sort of thing that you can't wash. This pot on a stand came from Poundland, and it was only £1. The plant actually came from B&M. I believe this sign came from the range, and the silver owls that are going up on the shelf, I believe, came from B&M. I've got them in 2 different sizes. 2 or 3 different stores I also like to shop at, especially if I can pick up items on clearance. This is like crafting though. This is the problem when I say 1 in, 1 out, or the equivalent, going out when I bring something into our home. It's like my crafting pieces. It's very difficult to get rid of certain decor pieces because I tend to buy them, for different seasons, although a majority of the main decor, like for the main seasons like Easter, Christmas and Halloween, that sort of thing, are stored up in our loft. Other decor pieces that I can use all year round, and the canvases and everything, are stored actually upstairs cupboard. I'm just sorting out this little drawer set. Used to be in our son's room before he had his new furniture. This houses all of the bits and pieces that belong to hubby, including like vaping stuff, anything to do with phones and that sort of thing. So it's usually pretty well organised. Hubby doesn't like a lot of clutter anyway, so it's pretty good that way, and regularly gets gone through, but it's one area that the drawers are pulled out. He goes through it himself, and I leave that to him. As I said, I'm just putting everything back as and when I've dusted, hoovered and everything like this. This Lazy Susan, I believe, came from IKEA. Very often I do have it on the dining room table, but I have it stood on this little chest of drawers along with a lot of wooden pieces. Now, a lot of these wooden pieces were actually made by my father-in-law. He made all these pieces, so I like to corral them all together. I do like natural woods, funny enough, even though we have a lot of like black furniture. I do like the natural look, and I love wood items and wooden decor pieces, but I do tend to leave them out, I would say, most of the year, except a lot of these pieces do get stored away when it comes to Christmas, because on top of Christmas decorations it does get a little bit cluttered. don't know about anybody else, going back to health and how you're feeling on the day, everything seems to take a lot longer. As I said, a while back I did do a video of me cleaning our house in one day, which I hadn't done for so long, but I tend to split it up over the week. But again, doing it that way, I never feel as though our home is completely clean when I do it that way. I remember the times that I used to be able to clean our home, as I said, in a day or half a day. When it used to be half a day, we didn't have a lot of furniture, especially when we first got married. And when I was working full-time also, if I had a flexi day or flexi half day, I used to be able to get it cleaned on a Friday afternoon. We then used to very often have fish and chips from the chippy, and then be able to relax for the rest of the time. Although Saturdays we still both used to work full-time, because we were actually replacing, or should I say furnishing our home. We'd just got married, paid for the wedding and everything, purchased our home. So yes, it was a case of getting everything done. When we first got married, we had no dining room suite. We did not have a washing machine to start with, and we did not have a freezer, so regularly going out food shop and everything. Or at the time I was driving myself, so I used to be able to finish work and go and get the food for that day. I always remember my mum going regularly out to the corner shop to get her fresh meat and produce and everything like that, because didn't have a freezer at the time. I'm showing my age here, but that's just how it was. And sometimes even my father used to come home for lunch if he could. And I always remember my mum cooking sometimes twice a day, and everything used to be from scratch, all her pastry and everything. I went through a stage that I was doing that, and I think a lot of my systems and everything did actually come from my grandmother and my mother, just obviously watching them. I used to iron everything, even underwear. Hubby used to laugh, but as the years have progressed, and especially working full-time, then having my family myself, systems do change, and I wouldn't necessarily call it laziness. I just pick and choose what really needed to be ironed or cleaned at the time, as most of you have been in that boat also. And it's the same even now. I'm a lot older, and although I may not look it, I feel it all the time. And I have to be truthful, I thought I was getting a lot more done today than I did. As I said, I only got this one room done due to the fact both of the guys were home, and then we had dinner. I did cook at lunchtime, and then we had movie time, and then I had a nice relaxing bath. So as I said, it's those moments that you depending on how you feel. And I know I keep coming back to this because I feel as though motivation, getting going, doing those things, it gets more difficult, I think, as the time gets on. And the times when I used to be able to whip around and do these sort of things, I do miss those times. But then again, I try and remain positive and just do what I'm able to do. Here I'm actually hoovering with the attachment, the covers to the chairs. Now I do tend to wash these, but again it started raining, so I just thought I'd hoover them, because I do like to wash them and hang them out on the line rather than put them through the tumble dryer. I did use leather wipes on the other two chairs. Through the last couple of years, some of the chairs have broken, some we were given actually, although they're slightly different, so we're just making do. I love this table. I don't want to get rid of the table, but at some point I'd like to be able to replace the chairs, but again it's something on the list. The chairs that are there at the moment, there's nothing wrong with them, so I don't see any point in actually replacing them at this time. I've just done the lamp. I do like lamps all around our home, as you probably have seen. We tend to have those on more than, say, the main lights. It just gives it that nice little bit of glow, and very often it's enough lighting. Like I said, this is the ironing board, and the Maid is the hoover. Again, I think it's a really good and nice way to store the items, but it doesn't look bad actually on show. These cushions are the scatter cushions. These are bigger than normal cushions. Sometimes they get thrown on the floor in the lounge, or sometimes I sit on them if I'm sorting laundry, watching TV in the lounge, that sort of thing. I know they don't look very nice, but hey ho, you store where you can and where you can find things. This blanket here that I'm putting down, it's got grandma on, and I often used to put that out when our granddaughter used to come round, or she used to lay out on the lounge floor. Again, I put pieces where I can find them, where they're easy accessible. Now I'm just putting everything back on the dining table. This doesn't change much. I leave the mats out because I don't like to cover the table constantly. I have got a heat resistant mat that I put on the table if we have got company and I'm going to use a tablecloth, but I don't like to hide the wood of the table. I do like to use a microfiber cloth on the screens of the TVs. Obviously, don't use polish wipes or any liquid. I know there's a special liquid that sometimes hubby uses on, say, the TV screens or laptop screens if they've got smudges on or something like that. This is our granddaughter's kitchen here. Very often it's one of those items, if she hasn't been regularly, I will actually clean it. Again, if I'm watching TV, I do have a TV also that's on a swivel that you've probably seen, that I can see from the kitchen or the dining room, and that's the sort of thing I clean, or she cleans along with me with baby wipes when she comes. If not, I just wipe it around when I'm watching TV. There is a lot of pieces that I do like that. As I said, some of the sort of artificial plants and things that are quite bitty, dare I say, I do while I'm watching TV and cleaning and that, so I can sit down and just clean those pieces and relax and watch TV. This is our granddaughter's toy station, and I try to keep it to a minimum. I do have all the Surveilling Family, and this wooden paper rack I got from the charity shop, and that's all her books. I try and not have any more books than that, and that's just her fuzzy felt, something else that I got from the charity shop. This unit also came, dare I say, from the charity shop, and this wooden box used to have jigsaws in. It has a name on, and I keep her sticker books and colouring book, and she also has a pencil case as well. As I say, with having hubby around, I'm able to get things pulled out so I can dust and hoover behind. As you've probably seen, I do use a feather duster quite frequently on skirting boards and walls. Sometimes I use dust wipes, sometimes I use cleaning wipes on the skirting boards or whatever, and it just depends on what works at the time. Like I said, I try and corral her toys. We're trying to not buy any more than what we have at the moment. We did, as I say, last year got rid of a desk and quite a lot of the toys that she outgrew due to the fact that she didn't come round that much last year due to lockdowns. And I do like a lot of these storage bins. I've got a couple of these, and I purchased these from, again, this was from a different charity shop, and I paid £5, and it is sort of fake leather, but it stores quite a lot of the pieces to the surveilling family. Again, I know without labelling the boxes what's in them. If it was a child of my own, I would label things up, but I know what they are. And very often, even as a 3-year-old, she knows what's in each of the boxes. I try not change the toy boxes around that often due to the fact that, as I said, a granddaughter knows where she can find the pieces. So without actually having to label or open boxes. So as I said, she knows where her books are, she knows where her jigsaws are, and she knows where all her colouring books and things are, so it makes it a lot easier. This unit, like I said, came from the charity shop. It was something like £4.19, £4.49. I used to have it in the hall until I put a little bookcase there for the shoes, and this works out just well for the boxes and all the houses and everything. As I said, there's going to be a point again where I can streamline this back and it can then just be a dining room, but for the time being, as I said, family changes, your uses for rooms and spaces changes, and you have to move along with it, and this just works out okay. As I said, with the table pulled to the side, it's not hardship, and everything I tend to put where I can find it easily and try and not having to pull so much things out. I've said this, the cold, warm and hot method to how you use items, furniture, along with the rest of your family. That is the way to go, because if it doesn't work for yourself or even your family, you're just going to get in one mess after another, and you're constantly clearing that space. I do have hot spots, I keep saying this, and they're the sort of areas I do address. It's like at the moment we do have to pull these boxes that are under the chairs out. The one with stuff has all the doll stuff in. There's a wooden box under there that I actually fold all the plastic bags, and again, family members know where it is. I do keep a few in the kitchen. It's an odd place to put them, but very often I take quite a few of the carrier bags to use for rubbish in a caravan. I hope you're enjoying this type of video. I'm doing a lot more voiceovers due to the fact I think it works out better. I have left music in. It might distract from my speaking, but I just find it a lot easier having the music in the background rather than me talking constantly. So hopefully you've enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.